Thanks for joining us for another Tantrum House crowdfunding conniption. Today we're looking at the game Behext.
And as always, we want to make sure you're aware that our crowdfunded videos are sponsored in part by our own Kickstarter backers, as well as by the creators of this game. Thanks for joining us at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're looking at the game Behext from Smirk Dagger. It's from designers Kurt Covert, Greg Milliken, Jonathan Lavallee, and Melody Smith, and art from Lindsay Look.
It's a 3 to 5 player campaign-style, combat-focused deck-building game that takes around an hour to play. Players will act as battle mages, conjuring spells to deflect hexes on other players. We were given this prototype copy to check out. Now, we won't be sharing any opinion in this video, but we definitely want to show you what it looks like on the table and give you an idea of how it's played so that you can make an informed decision when it comes to backing.
To set up the game, each player will select a unique battle mage. Take their set of core cards plus asymmetric character cards, as well as their willpower marker.
All the rest of the cards will be shuffled and placed into 4 stacks of cards that will form the conjuring wheel.
A start player is chosen, and that player will cast the first hex on any other player of their choosing.
The intended player will then use the cards in their hand to try and deflect the hex to someone else at the table.
Before they do, they may choose to spend their cards in any order to purchase one of the face-up cards. That card will then go into their hand, which means they may even use it immediately to deflect.
There are a number of immediate charm cards that will also take effect as soon as they are revealed in your hand and have lasting effects for the round.
There are also disruption cards that can be played on other players' turns.
Players will purchase cards and bounce the hex back and forth until one player is no longer able to do anything to deflect.
Then they are behexed and must suffer the loss of willpower while the player who casts the hex on them gains willpower.
This marks the end of the round. Players will perform some cleanup and the start player is tokened to the next player, and then the process is repeated.
At the end of 4 rounds, players tally up their current willpower plus any of the cards they have purchased that includes victory points, and the player with the highest total wins.
Behext is kind of an epic magic wielding game of hot potato where players will be building their hand of cards in order to protect themselves from being stuck with the stack of tokens at the end of the round.
Yeah, there are different types of cards that you may start with in your starting deck. Everyone has a few cards unique to them based on their character, and then they will also be able to purchase. This is a deck builder in that you will be building your deck throughout all the rounds, but one great thing is you can immediately use the cards you buy. I don't know of any other deck builders that maybe there's one card in the deck or something, or the availability that allows you to do that. But you might be able to purchase something, you don't have anything great, you may be able to purchase something and then use it immediately so that you're not stuck being behexed.
Now most of the cards in the game are going to be just redirect cards that will be allowing you to pass the card across from you or to your left or to your right, or maybe you get to choose where it's going to go. There are a number of additional cards in the deck. There are some enhanced deflections, the same basic idea of moving around, but extra things happen when you play them. So you might add an additional hex to the stack, or maybe you get to draw cards or do other things that are more valuable. There are also red cards that are the Behext cards, and the only time you can play those is if you do end up with it basically as your last card and you end up with the hex on yourself. That Behext card allows you to basically divert the damage or something, so it kind of protects you if you're stuck with it at the end of the round.
Now each character will start with a couple of unique to them cards that start in their starting deck. So you will be building out your deck. Those starting cards do have a little bit of a focus, but then you can do whatever you'd like. A variety of types of cards are available for purchase out in the center. So you can conjure on your turn and maybe purchase and then put them into your hand. This is a deck building game, but the one nice thing is you can actually use the cards immediately that you purchase.
Yeah, that is very slick because each character does kind of have its own different bent, and so some characters might be more focused on like stealing other people's willpower. Some might be focused on burning cards from your deck to get them out of your hand entirely. Some might be focused on like being able to divert things more easily. Obviously, you can custom make it however you want with the cards that you're buying, but the characters do kind of start off with a specific focus. And then, we haven't talked about this at all, but this is a campaign style game, and so there are additional boxes that you're going to be opening up as you play the game.
Yeah, so there will be new characters available. There's new cards. There are cards that allow you to add more hex damage to boost them, or add specific types of hexes to that one that is being pushed around and passed around.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil too much, but we do want to give a little taste. There are additional battle mages that'll be added. There's one of the things that's kind of slick is that in this game you only play 4 rounds, so it's actually the first couple games you play are pretty quick. The game is going to add some things that make like a variable ending, which is kind of slick. They have these like surge cards that will cause a token to move from the far side to the left side, and when they meet in the middle, that's when the game ends based on when they show up in the deck. So there's a lot of other things going on in addition to it just being a deck builder. Obviously you're going to add some new cards and new powers and different things throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, if this sounds like something you're interested in, you can check out Behext on Kickstarter very soon. And as always, we want to thank you so much for checking out our videos here and subscribing to Tantrum House. Be able to be opened and unlocked as you play several games.
Is she just going to read the whole rest of the thing?
I do think this game is coming out right in time when everybody is waiting to see what's her face?
The fire guy looks like Brad Pitt in his early years.
It was early years.
When his hair was on fire. You have to deflect.